Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today, gold and silver are very volatile, and I was trying to figure it out this morning what is actually happening. And after doing some digging, there was some unemployment numbers that came out that were better than expected, apparently, if we can trust those numbers. And I thought originally that silver and gold would sell off. And it seems to be bucking the trend right now. Even though the US dollar, the value keeps rising in the world markets, on the DXY index, usually when that happens, silver and gold seem to sell off. But not today. As of right now, gold's at $2,692. It's up 20 bucks. And silver's at $30.52, up 34 cents. But with that being said, as I've been watching the charts, it has been very, very volatile. So I'm not sure which direction we're heading, but it's a good sign to me. I think this plays into pretty much, the big boys and the traders and the big bullion houses and everybody involved in the silver and gold business. We all know that they're just spending way, way too much money. And there's going to be a debt crisis if we're not already in it. So it's kind of a promising sign to me in terms of a silver and gold value, versus the dollar at this point. And it kind of cements what I'm thinking and why I'm stacking silver and gold for the long run. Which way it's going to go, I don't know for sure. But I do know one thing, that we're in way too much debt. If you guys would, please like and subscribe to my videos. I appreciate it. And of course, if you have any comments about anything I'm talking about, you're welcome to leave them in the comments below. There's something else I want to talk to you about today. It's something got me riled up when I was reading Kitco News this morning. I was trying to figure out what's going on with the prices. And I saw a headline for... It said famed billionaire Mark Cuban has weighed in on the debate about whether Bitcoin is more attractive or more valuable than gold. And I could tell you right now, I'm gonna put up the article in a couple of minutes here, but I want to talk to you about what he said. I highly disagree with almost everything the guy said, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. One of my regular customers is in here picking through some 90% silver right now. And he told me about something I wasn't aware of, and I'd like to put him on camera if he would for a second and talk to you about that. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm here with my good buddy and one of my longtime silver stackers, and he brought up something to me in regards to a thing called the Ferguson Act that I was not aware of. Can you tell me could you tell everybody what you just told me about it?
Yeah, so I just heard a couple days ago, and I think this was as of Monday, that on the U.S. national debt clock, there is two line items, and basically the one is what we owe on the military, the debt that we owe, and then there's the money that we spend currently to fund the military. And when the one exceeds the other, basically we have more money in debt than we are spending on our military. There was an act called the Ferguson Act, and that is a big red flag. So once again, we're spending and we're printing way more money than we really should be.
Wow, yeah, I wasn't aware of that, and I'm gonna try to look it up and put it on the screen here for you guys. But yeah, that's just I agree with my buddy here. That's a super big red flag, and probably another reason to keep stacking silver and gold. So yeah, thanks for coming on and telling us that. So yeah, that was interesting. I'm glad he told me this information. He comes up with a lot of good information for me, actually, and it actually very helpful for topics for videos, because as I've told you guys in the past, sometimes you ask, well, why aren't you making more videos? Well, I don't want to talk about the exact same thing every day. So, here we go. But today, what triggered me making this video today was I saw this headline on Kitco News, and it says, Mark Cuban sees more value in Bitcoin than gold. And I started reading the article and listening to what he said in this article, and I can't disagree more with what he said. It said, famed billionaire investor Mark Cuban has weighed in on the debate, stating that he would rather own the top cryptocurrency than gold. In an interview with Wired, Cuban noted that both gold and Bitcoin are viewed by many as a store of value. However, he argued that Bitcoin holds significant advantages over the precious metal. What those advantages are, I do not agree with, but it gets better. He says, people look at Bitcoin as a better version of gold, and I agree with that, he said. I disagree with that completely. I really don't look, myself personally, as Bitcoin as a store of value, not the same way as gold. And I don't like that they're constantly comparing Bitcoin to actual physical metals. I think it's totally different, two different things. He says, according to Cuban, the biggest advantage Bitcoin has over gold is its utility. He described gold as impractical. He said, people aren't going to walk around with gold bars. Oh, look, he owns gold. Bam, now I own gold. Cuban joked during the online interview. What are you going to do with it? Let me slice you off a little piece. Obviously, he doesn't know what fractional gold is and why a lot of people like to buy fractional gold. It's not like we're going to walk around with a gold brick. We're not all billionaires with unlimited money to buy big, large bricks. You know, we buy fractional gold in case we need to barter or trade with small pieces. No, we don't have to slice it off like they did in the old days. He said, meanwhile, he pointed out that Bitcoin has proven itself to function as a currency. All right, this part I really disagree with. And I'm going to tell you, because I've messed around with cryptos a little bit, and I know you really can't use it as a currency, not for the average person. I mean, I'm not walking into a store and normally being able to buy anything with cryptos or Bitcoin. 99.9% of the stores out there, it's not possible. And I've heard some stuff, oh yeah, you can do it here, this place accepts it, this one. Very few actually accept it as a currency. And then even if you did use it as a currency, you got to keep in mind, at least in the United States, it creates a big tax problem for you. And if you've ever traded any amount of cryptocurrencies at all, which I have, you'll find out when it's tax time that all these trades, every single one, not when you transfer it, but when you actually sell it or buy something with it or whatever you're doing with it, is a taxable event. So if you get a lot of these things, so if you were able to hypothetically go out and use it everywhere to buy stuff with, every time you do that, you would have to report it on your tax returns as a trade, basically, because that's how it's treated. As far as I know, I'm not an accounting expert, but that's what I am aware of to this point. And if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But as far as I know, every time you sell that, it's a taxable event. Buying or selling cryptos is treated as a trade. So to say that you could use it as a currency right now, I think is ridiculous, because you can't. I think it would be much easier, actually, to go take a little bit of gold or a little bit of silver to the multitude of coin shops out there and just walk in and sell it, and usually be able to get a little bit of cash if you needed some cash. There's no way if somebody walked into my shop with their cryptocurrency and their Bitcoin and said, hey, I want to trade some of this for cash. It isn't happening. And one of the main reasons is, like I just said, how do I account for it? It's nearly impossible. So I don't agree with him on that. Yeah, he said it's easier to buy and sell. He said you can fractionalize it. You can use it to buy things, and you can transfer it internationally. So I think it has more value than gold. Once again, I do not agree with it. I just went over that with you, why it doesn't really act as a currency. Not for us anyways. Maybe billionaires like him, maybe, but not for us, it doesn't. And it goes on, the article goes on about some more stuff. You know, for some reason, they're pushing the Bitcoin narrative. And like I've said in previous videos, I have no problem with anybody who's buying and trading cryptocurrency, and if you have a way to make a profit from it, or if you've become profitable from it, that's great. I have nothing against it. To me, it's no different than any other speculative investment type thing. But once again, I do not believe cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin specifically, you can even consider it anything remotely like gold and silver. It's not. I mean, I know most of you are aware of that, and most of you will probably agree with me. Some of you younger guys who watch my channel probably won't completely agree with me, and that's fine. You know but that's my opinion. I think he's wrong completely about this, and you know, you got to make your own decisions, guys. You know, don't ever trade or make any financial decisions off of my YouTube videos or anybody else on there, because there's a lot of misinformation, I would say. But this is my opinion. I'm sticking to it. If you guys would, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And it helps the community out, and I appreciate it. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.